Welcome to the Meigs County Baseball Game of the Week, live on Total Media Sports YouTube.
And good evening, everybody. Welcome to Meigs High School, and we have tonight girls softball. It's a makeup game. The Welston Golden Rockets at the Meigs Marauders, originally scheduled to be a Eastern at Meigs, but due to the rainouts, it's going to be Welston here in a big game. This pregame is brought to you by Robin Fowler, your local State Farm agent. So Meigs comes into tonight with a 15-5 record, 7-3 in the league. At Welston, they won that ball game back on April 16th by a score of 2-1. But Meigs has losses to Vinton County 6-1, at Nelsonville York 15-13. I believe that was a walk-off home run, and they were defeated by the Athens Bulldogs here by a score of 13-3. So that's their three losses versus Vinton County, Nelsonville York, and Athens. They defeated Vinton County 15-5 and Nelsonville York 18-0 here, but those were crucial losses to the Meigs plan to win the league. But they did defeat Welston 2-1. Welston coming in, I believe Athens was not reported, but Athens I believe is 10-2 if they defeated Nelsonville York on 5-5, and that brings Welston to 9-2. So if they win tonight, they'll tie Athens for the league with identical records of 10-2. Welston's losses were to Meigs 2-1. That was in Welston, and they lost to Athens 3-2. Athens is 16-4 with losses to Meigs. That was a 9-inning ball game at Athens. That was an 11-10 Meigs win, and then Athens also, as we just said, lost to Welston 4-0. So it's going to be a very, very interesting ball game here tonight. If both pitchers are on, it should be a very low-scoring ball game, as it was in the first one. For the Welston Golden Rockets, Hannah Potts on the mound, and for the Meigs Marauders, Natalie Good. So we're going to pause just briefly here. We'll stay right with you here for the national anthem coming up. Here is your national anthem. All right, welcome back, and let's take a look at your starting lineups. Starting lineups brought to you by Robin Fowler, your local State Farm agent. For the Welston Golden Rockets, it'll be the catcher batting first, Maddie Childers. Batting second, number 11, Reese Carr. Batting third, your pitcher, Hannah Potts. Batting fourth, the third baseman, Lila Pittenger. Batting fifth, the left fielder, Raylyn Landrum. Batting sixth, the first baseman, Carly Reinhardt. Batting seventh, the shortstop, Kennedy Stevens. The center fielder batting eighth is Avery Fain, and number 9 is Maggie Lambert, the second baseman. Subs are Kinsley Foltz, Ella Hutchison, and Macy Mantell. For the Meigs Marauders, batting first and playing second base, Aubrey Newell. Batting second, playing center field, Bella Roush. Batting third, Ava Horn, the third baseman. Batting fourth, number 62, the pitcher, Natalie Good. Batting in the 5 spot, number 28, Gracie Banks, the first baseman. Batting sixth, the catcher, Jordan Davenport. Batting seventh, the left fielder, Chloe Burnham. Batting eighth, Shelby Yost, the shortstop. And Allie Heisel will play right field, and she bats in the 9 spot. Also for the Meigs Marauders, number 8, Gracie Yost. So we're just about ready to go here. Of course, this was originally scheduled as Eastern Meigs at Meigs, but Meigs needed a makeup game, and this is the only date that fit both teams. So we're picking up Eastern Meigs and Southern in the district tournament. And also this next Thursday, the 15th, we will be bringing you Southern at Meigs girls softball. So lots of softball here at the end of our season, and we're about ready to go as Natalie Good has finished her warm-up pitches, and we're about ready to go. Your pregame and postgame brought to you by Robin Fowler, your State Farm agent. Tonight's game brought to you by Home National Bank. And also, we want to thank the Fraternal Order of Eagles Area 2171 for their support there in Pomeroy. The Maddie Childers are leading off. She's the catcher. And we are just about ready to go. Natalie Good on the mound for the Marauders. Ava Horn at third, Shelby Yost at short, Aubrey Newell at second, Gracie Banks at first base. Here's the first pitch, taken for a ball high. So 1 ball, no strikes to Childers. If both pitchers are on tonight, it will be a dandy. There's a called strike. Nice fastball there by Natalie Good. 1 ball, 1 strike to the leadoff batter, Maddie Childers. Here's the pitch, change up, and a called strike. Nice pitch there by Good. So 1 ball, 2 strikes. Leadoff batter here in this ball game. Welston must win to tie for the TVC Ohio. Meigs has second place locked up. If they win, they'll tie with Welston for second, the information I was given. And if Welston wins, they will tie Athens for first place. Bulldogs have finished their league play with a 10-2 record. That one way out of the strike zone. 3 balls and 2 strikes now to Maddie Childers. Reese Carr on deck, the right fielder. Jordan Davenport behind the plate. Burnham, Roush, and Heisel around the outfield, left to right for the Marauders. And called strike 3. Knee-high inside corner. Beautiful pitch by Natalie Good. Reese Carr will step in. She's the right fielder, batting second. Meigs won the game at Welston by a score to 2-1, but crucial losses to Vinton County and also Nelsonville York, a team they defeated 18-0. Or the Marauders will be right there at the top also. So Reese Carr steps in, 1 ball and no strikes. This is a Total Media Sports YouTube production. Swing and a miss on a nice fastball by Good. Next Tuesday, it'll be Eastern Baseball at Southern. And then on Thursday the 15th, it'll be Southern at Meigs here, a softball game. And that one's inside a ball. Reese Carr at the plate. 2 balls, 1 strike, 1 out here in the top of the first inning. This is a big, big ball game here in the TVC Ohio division. Especially for the Golden Rockets. They must win here tonight to share first place with Athens. Nice pitch on the inside part of the plate, and that is a good pitcher's pitch. It's catching the inside corner knee high. 2 balls and 2 strikes, 1 out here in the top of the first inning. Wind up in the pitch by Good. That one fouled right back. So 2 balls, 2 strikes. Reese Carr at the plate. Wind up in the pitch, and that one fouled back. Top of the first inning, 1 out. 2 balls and 2 strikes. And the pitch, and that one fouled straight back again. Reese Carr hanging in there against the Natalie Good fastballs. So Natalie will step back on the rubber. Gets her signal from Jordan Davenport. Here's the pitch, and that one on the inside part of the plate. That good pitch fouled off the handle towards the Meigs dugout. Beautiful evening here at Meigs High School. Wind blowing out to right. No rain tonight, folks. It's a clear blue sky. Here's the pitch. Change up. Drilled in the left field, a base hit by Reese Carr. So that one did not fool Carr at all. As Good took something off of it. It was a good pitch, but just didn't take enough off of it. And a solid base hit between Horn and Yost. Second and third, a no-doubter. All right, that'll bring up Hannah Potts, the pitcher. Runner at first base. Here's the pitch. Took a little bit off of that one. Tried to get a curveball in there, and that goes for a ball. 1 ball, no strikes. Reese Carr at first base. And here's Good with the pitch. That one fouled out of play. Plan is to cover Eastern and Southern on the 19th and the 20th if they advance to district semifinal play at Rio Grande. Curveball high. 2 balls and 1 strike. 2-1 count. And here's the pitch. Good fastball for a called strike. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Remember, it was a 2-1 Meigs win at Welston on April 16th. Good throws a really nice fastball. And that one high around the letters, fouled out of play. Chloe Burnham in left, Bella Roush in center, Allie Heisel in right field. Jordan Davenport is your catcher. Natalie Good on the mound. Man, that one just missed. Round the infield, Ava Horn at third, Shelby Yost at short, Aubrey Newell at second, Gracie Banks at first base. 3 balls and 2 strikes. And that hit her, so the ball's dead. And Natalie Good throwing a lot of pitches here in the top of the first inning. So that'll put runners at first and second now with 1 out. Good strikes out Maddie Childers to lead off the ball game. And then full counts go to Reese Carr, a base hit, and a full count walk to Hannah Potts. Actually hits batsman. Here's the pitch, inside the ball. One ball, no strikes. Welston threatening here in the top of the first inning. Squares the bunt, takes it for a called strike. 1 ball, 1 strike. Marauders needing a pop up in the infield. Shallow fly ball. Keep runners right where they are and get an out. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. 1 ball and 2 strikes now to Lila Pittenger. 4-hole hitter. Pittenger steps back in. 1 ball, 2 strikes. And the pitch. High a ball. 2 balls, 1 strike. Natalie Good with the 2-2 pitch. And ground ball to short. They're going to get the force out at third. Shelby Yost to Ava Horn. Nice job there. As she was moving to her right, and she did the right thing, you got to make sure you get an out, and she did. So now 2 out. Okay. Pittenger on the fielder's choice. Runners at first and second with 2 out now. And Ray Landrum at the plate. Called strike. So Welston with runners at first and second with 1 out. Ground ball to Shelby Yost. She gets the force out of Ava Horn for the 2nd out. And trying to get out of the inning. That 1 out of the strike zone, a ball. 1 ball, 1 strike. Here's the 1-1 delivery. And that one fouled straight back. One ball, 2 strikes to Raylan Landrum. And the 1-2 pitch. Swing and a miss, struck her out. So for the all right, for the Golden Rockets, no runs on 1 hit, 2 left on after a half inning of play. Welston 0, Meigs coming to bat here on Total Media, YouTube Sports.
This Meigs County Baseball Game of the Week is made possible by the generosity of the Fraternal Order of the Eagles, RE 2171. We thank them for their incredible support of local youth sports. You've been watching the Meigs County Baseball Game of the Week, live on Total Media Sports YouTube.
All right, welcome back. First 3 batters for the Meigs Marauders: Aubrey Newell, Bella Roush, and Ava Horn. And a little bit about the first 3 batters. Aubrey Newell is batting at a great clip of .469, leads the team in doubles with 14. Bella Roush leads the team in hitting with a .500 batting average, leads in hits and steals also. And Ava Horn, .429 batting average, leads the team with 31 RBI. So we're about ready to go as the lefty, the second baseman, Aubrey Newell, steps in.
Getting off for the Marauders, number 11, Aubrey Newell.
No score in the ball game. And one of the great pitchers in the league, Hannah Potts, on the mound. And the first one's in there for a ball. Hannah Potts toes the rubber. Maddie Childers behind the plate. Here's the pitch. That's going to miss outside the ball also. The 2 balls and no strikes to leadoff hitter for the Marauders, Aubrey Newell. And that misses in exactly the same spot. Low and outside, 3-0. So Aubrey Newell definitely be taking on this pitch. Here's the 3-0 pitch to Newell. And that's a called strike. Beautiful evening here, and Coach Roush and staff has got this field in excellent condition. That catches the outside part of the plate. So Potts fights back after a 3-0 count. It's now 3-2. Here's the pitch, and a swing and a miss, struck her out. So recovered from 3-0. I'll bring up the center fielder, batting second, Bella Roush, hitting the 500 clip. Leads the team in batting average, hits, and steals. Here's the first pitch. That's outside the ball. Ava Horn on deck. Every player on this Meigs team returns next year. And outside the ball. 2 balls and 2 strikes. No seniors whatsoever on this team. Everybody back. Here's the pitch. And Roush is going to foul that one out of play. Down the right field line over top of the Welston dugout. 2 balls, 1 strike. No score here in the bottom of the first inning. Welston must win to tie for the TVC Ohio Championship with Athens. That's the information I was given. Bella Roush, a fly ball in the center field, and Avery Fain makes the catch. So fly out center field.
Now batting number 22, Ava Horn.
Ava Horn steps in, batting at .429, coming in the ball game, leads the team in RBI with 31. 2 out here in the bottom of the first inning, no score. Welston at Meigs. It was supposed to have been Eastern at Meigs, Greensville Eastern, but this is a league makeup with all that rain we've had. That's a good fastball there by Hannah Potts, a called strike. Natalie Good on deck. Here's the pitch from Potts. That one fouled out of play. Ava Horn, the third baseman, and a junior for Coach Colin Roush. No balls and 2 strikes. And there's the pitch, went right after her, and she fouls that one off. So Ava Horn will step back in. No balls, 2 strikes. And here's the pitch. That one fouled out of play. Horn steps back in. No balls and 2 strikes. Hannah Potts on the mound. 2 outs, nobody on for Meigs. And a good changeup. Got her going, and 2 strikeouts in the inning for Potts. So for the Marauders, no hits, no runs, nothing going on. After 1 complete inning of play, Meigs and Welston scoreless. You're listening and watching to Total Media, YouTube Sports.
This Meigs County Baseball Game of the Week is made possible by the generosity of the Fraternal Order of the Eagles, RE 2171. We thank them for their incredible support of local youth sports. Crank it up with the Pure Rock Radio Network, your home for classic rock that really rocks. Tune in to Pure Rock 105 and Pure Rock 99.5 for the greatest hits, local sports action, and your favorite morning crew, Porter's Place, featuring Rodney Porterhouse Tomlin, comedian Jay Snide, and the HR chick, Tanya Hatton. From Bobcats football and basketball to unbeatable giveaways, we've got your back. Pure Rock Radio Network, where local voices meet legendary rock. Pure Rock 105 and Pure Rock 99.5. Turn it up. You've been watching the Meigs County Baseball Game of the Week, live on Total Media Sports YouTube.
All right, welcome back. First batter for Welston, 6-hole hitter Carly Reinhardt, the first baseman. And there's a little fly ball in the right field and right at Allie Eisel. So it'll fly out to the right fielder. That'll bring up Kennedy Stevens, the shortstop. No score in the ball game.
Batting number 2, Kennedy Stevens.
As Kennedy Stevens steps in, Avery Fain on deck. And bunt attempt is going to be fouled off out of play. Jim Hall, the head coach of the Golden Rockets, Colin Roush for the Meigs Marauders. Had so many games rained out, but we're going to have a good one for you, a good softball game, another one here at Meigs Field on next Thursday the 15th. It'll be Southern at Meigs. Southern, the winner of the TVC Hockey Division Championship. Congratulations to Coach Brian Swan and his team. So that should be a dandy. No balls and 2 strikes to Kennedy Stevens. Here's the pitch. He'll miss inside the ball. And in the hole, the 9-hole hitter, Maggie Lambert. No score in the ball game. Winds blowing out to right field. And here's the pitch. Took a little bit off that one. Ground ball to Horn to first base. And they call her safe at first base. Gracie Banks there on it, but it was a slow roller. And she's going to beat it out for an infield hit. And Stevens got down the line very quickly. Avery Fain steps in with 1 out. Here's Natalie Good. Squares the bunt, a good one. Horn picks it up. Nice play over to Banks for the 5-3 put out. And that'll bring up the 9-hole hitter, Maggie Lambert. But Kennedy Stevens does advance to second base. So your 9-hole hitter here, Maggie Lambert. Maggie steps in with a runner at second base and 2 outs. She squares the bunt, and she takes a cold strike. Very nice pitch there by Natalie Good. Very nice fastball, popping the mitt of her catcher, Jordan Davenport. There's the 0-1 pitch, and that's going to miss a ball inside. Kylie Reinhardt led off the inning with a fly ball to right field to Allie Heisel. Then a base hit by Kennedy Stevens in the infield. 5-3 put out of a bunt attempt, and they're down the third base line. That's going to go foul as Horn touches that in foul territory. 1 ball, 1 strike. And let's see if Horn comes in a little bit closer. She definitely. And she takes it for a called strike. All right, for Welston. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, 1 left on after 1 1/2 innings of play. No score here at Meigs High School, Meigs and Welston. You're listening and watching to Total Media Sports YouTube. We'll be right back.
Crank it up with the Pure Rock Radio Network, your home for classic rock that really rocks. Tune in to Pure Rock 105 and Pure Rock 99.5 for the greatest hits, local sports action, and your favorite morning crew, Porter's Place, featuring Rodney Porterhouse Tomlin, comedian Jay Snide, and the HR chick, Tanya Hatton. From Bobcats football and basketball to unbeatable giveaways, we've got your back. Pure Rock Radio Network, where local voices meet legendary rock. Pure Rock 105 and Pure Rock 99.5. Turn it up. You've been watching the Meigs County Baseball Game of the Week, live on Total Media Sports YouTube.
All right, welcome back. Bottom of the second inning, first 3 batters for Meigs be Natalie Good, Gracie Banks,
Natalie Good.
and Jordan Davenport. Natalie leads the TVC in strikeouts. I'll get you that number here in just a second. Thank you, Mike. Taken for a ball outside. So 145 strikeouts. And now 148 to lead the leg. Natalie Good. The Hannah Potts on the mound for the Golden Rockets. And they've had a lot, several close losses. Lost to Meigs. Their 2 losses in the league, a 2-1 loss to Meigs and a 3-2 loss to Athens. And there's a called strike on a great fastball there by Hannah Potts. 1 ball, 2 strikes to Natalie Good, the leadoff batter for the Marauders here in the bottom of the second inning. No score. Potts' delivery, a swing and a miss. And her 3rd strikeout in 4 batters, Hannah Potts.
Batting number 28, Gracie Banks.
First baseman, Gracie Banks, batting a .427 clip. And Potts swing and a miss. As we said before, Welston, for the information that I've been given, Welston wins tonight. They're 10-2, and they tie Athens for the league. There was an Athens-Nelsonville York 5-5 that was not reported on Max Preps, but I was told that Athens won that game, so that will put the Golden Rockets in a tie for first at 10-2 if they can defeat the Marauders here tonight. Marauders have locked down second place. It's just according. If Welston wins, they'll have it by themselves at 9-4, and Meigs wins, they'll in second place anyway. So another strikeout. That's the 4th. That was Gracie Banks at the plate. Jordan Davenport will step in. So 4 strikeouts now in 5 batters. Changeup for a called strike. Jordan wears number 33. She's coming into the game batting .338, and she is the battery mate of Natalie Good. Good, healthy cut there. Jordan fouled that one off. Chloe Burnham on deck. 2 out, both strikeouts. Strikeout of Good and Banks. And Potts trying to make it 3 in a row. Misses outside the ball. 4 strikeouts in the ball game for Hannah Potts. And she's got a 1-2 count on Jordan Davenport. Pitch, swing and a miss. So she strikes out the side. And so she had, in 6 batters, she has struck out 5 for the Marauders. No runs, no hits, nothing going on at all in the bottom of the 2nd inning. After 2 complete, here from the Meigs Softball Complex, no score. And we'll be right back. You're listening to Total Media Sports YouTube.
This Meigs County Baseball Game of the Week is made possible by the generosity of the Fraternal Order of the Eagles, RE 2171. We thank them for their incredible support of local youth sports.
Did you know Jackson is home to a locally owned and operated full-service print shop? Zip Printing covers all your print, signage, and design needs. From business cards, booklets, and posters to yard signs, banners, screen-printed t-shirts, oversized signage, and more. We can help you or your business advertise and look good doing it. Zip Printing also offers logo design. Allow us to assist you in building or elevating your brand today. Zip Printing is located in the Stockmeister Plaza at 708 East Main Street in Jackson, Ohio. So stop in or give us a call at 740-286-3023.
You've been watching the Meigs County Baseball Game of the Week, live on Total Media Sports YouTube.
In the top of the 3rd inning, I'll thank our sponsors, Home National Bank, Racine, Syracuse, and Middleport. And also, thank you for your support. The Fraternal Order of Eagles, Area 2171, there in Pomeroy. All right, here we go. Back to the top of the order with number 27, Maddie Childers, the catcher. Childers was a strikeout victim of Good and to lead off the ball game before Welston put runners at 1st and 2nd with nobody out and did not score. That one fouled out of play. One ball, one strike to leadoff hitter Maddie Childers. Here in the top of the 3rd, no score. And here's the pitch. That one popped up and out of play. One ball, 2 strikes to Childers. And that one fouled out of play. No score in the ball game. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Here in the top of the 3rd inning. Here's the delivery from Natalie Good. And that took a little bit off of that one, and it's going to be a ball in the dirt inside. One ball, 2 strikes. Here's the pitch. And that one fouled out of play. And we're out of softballs. All right, get a ball back in, and we're ready to go. Next Tuesday, as we close down our regular season broadcast, it'll be Eastern boys at Southern. And then on Thursday, Southern girls here at Meigs. That one fouled out of play. When you get 2 good pitchers, you get a lot of foul balls. Two balls, 2 strikes to Childers. Reese Carr on deck. And that one way out of the strike zone of ball. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Childers steps back in. Reese Carr on deck. Hannah Potts in the hole. Here's the 3-2 pitch, fouled straight back. Umpire calls time, get a ball in, back in, and 2 more from the Welston side, and we're good to go. 3 balls, 2 strikes. To Maddie Childers. Here's the delivery, and that one fouled back. Natalie Good makes trip to the back of the circle. Now back to the rubber. Change up. Ground ball to short. Shelby Yost up with it. And over to Gracie Banks. And they get her. So record that one 6-3. Nice play by Shelby Yost, freshman shortstop. Reese Carr will step in, and she had a solid base hit between short and third, and that's been 2 hits in the ball game, both by Welston. Carr steps back in. Here's the pitch. High fastball, swing and a miss. Illegal pitch. As she separated her hands and did not pitch. And she just did it again. Called strike. Or a swing and a miss. Once she steps on the rubber and brings her hands together, she cannot separate them. Unless she throws the pitch. And that was the illegal pitch call. And that one fouled out of play over the Welston dugout. Natalie Good facing Reese Carr, and Natalie has thrown a ton of pitches here in this first 2 1/3 innings. Wind up in the delivery, and a nice pitch on the inside part of the plate, called strike 3. And that is Natalie Good's 4th strikeout. So she now leads the league with 149 strikeouts. And that one foul out of play by Hannah Potts. Lila Pittenger on deck. Shelby White on our camera behind home plate. Our engineer tonight is Mr. Wyatt Martin. Nice pitch again on the inside part of the plate. Called strike. And that one popped up in the infield, but it's going to drift into the outfield, coming in and missed the ball. I don't know if she lost it in the sun or what, but Allie Heisel was not able to capture that one. And I believe she's looking, yeah, she is. If you look at the shadows, looking directly into the sun. So that's going to go for a base hit for Hannah Potts with 2 out. Lila Pittenger. Aubrey Newell, the second baseman, went back, but that ball just kept drifting with the wind blowing out to right field, just kept drifting and drifting until it got into shallow right field. We'll put that as a base hit as Heisel looking directly into the sun. And that one fouled out of play. 2 outs in the inning. Childers ground out to Shelby Yost. a race car strikeout, and then that little pop up to into right field that fell in for a base hit. And Pittenger, the cleanup hitter at the deck, or at the plate, I should say. That's a pop up, and calling for it is good, and she makes the catch. So that'll do it for Welston. And for the third consecutive inning, they get base runners on, they get a hit, but nothing going on. No runs, no hits, one left on, and after 2.5 innings of play, no score. You're watching and listening to Total Media Sports YouTube.
Did you know Jackson is home to a locally owned and operated full-service print shop? Zip Printing covers all your print, signage, and design needs. From business cards, booklets, and posters to yard signs, banners, screen-printed t-shirts, oversized signage, and more. We can help you or your business advertise and look good doing it. Zip Printing also offers logo design. Allow us to assist you in building or elevating your brand today. Zip Printing is located in the Stockmeister Plaza at 708 East Main Street in Jackson, Ohio. So stop in or give us a call at 740-286-3023.
You've been watching the Meigs County Baseball Game of the Week, live on Total Media Sports YouTube.
All right, welcome back. And the first three batters for the Meigs Marauders.
Number 7, Chloe Burnham.
Chloe Burnham batting at 288, Shelby Yost at 281, and Allie Heisel at 306. Burnham, Yost, and Heisel, the first three batters for the Meigs Marauders. Here in the bottom of the third inning. Burnham, the sophomore left fielder for Coach Colin Roush. Facing Hannah Potts. And it was a 2-1 ball game in Welston. Meigs won that one. It looks like a pitcher's duel here tonight once again. And that's a really nice fastball from the right arm of Hannah Potts. 1 ball and 1 strike to Chloe Burnham. And here's the pitch. Swing and a miss on a high fastball. Eastern boys at Southern next Tuesday in a makeup. And then we'll have Southern girls here versus Meigs in a non-league contest. Outside the ball. A plate umpire checks to see if she went. She did not. 2 balls, 2 strikes to Chloe Burnham. 5 strikeouts and 6 batters for Potts. And swing and a miss. And there is number 6 out of 7.
Batting number 15, Shelby Yost.
That'll bring up Shelby Yost, a freshman shortstop, who's handled every ball hit to her today. Coming in at 281. Hannah Potts squaring to bunt and going to pop it up, and charging and making the play is Lila Pittenger, the third baseman. They pop out 5, and that'll bring up the 9-hole hitter, Allie Heisel. Meigs retired 1-2-3 in both of the first 2 innings. And the first 2 batters here in the third have been retired by pitcher Hannah Potts. Nice fastball called strike 1. Potts throws a great fastball. Here's the pitch, and that's high out of the strike zone. A ball. Welston coming in at what I found was 16-2. Their only losses to Meigs and Athens by 1 run each. This is a team that can make a run in the playoffs, in the tournaments. That one fouled out of play. Allie Heisel in the 9th spot. Your leadoff batter, Aubrey Newell, on deck. Hannah Potts has dominated here in the first 2 2/3. And called strike 3. And that'll do it for the Marauders. A 7th strikeout of the ball game. And she struck out at least 2 batters in each inning in the first and third. Struck out the side in the second. So 7 strikeouts in the ball game. Meigs, no runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left on. After 3 complete, no score. And you are watching and listening to YouTube here on Total Media Sports.
This Meigs County Baseball Game of the Week is made possible by the generosity of the Fraternal Order of the Eagles, RE 2171. We thank them for their incredible support of local youth sports. Ready for a movie night? Head to Silver Screen 7 in Gallipolis. With 7 screens showcasing the latest blockbusters and fan favorites, there's something for everyone. Enjoy comfy seats, affordable tickets, and fresh, buttery popcorn that hits the spot. Located at 1284 Jackson Pike, it's your local destination for cinematic fun. Check showtimes and buy tickets at silverscreen7.com or follow us on Facebook. Silver Screen 7, where Gallipolis comes to watch. You've been watching the Meigs County Baseball Game of the Week, live on Total Media Sports YouTube.
And welcome back. First pitch to Ray Landrum, a base hit into left field. Solid hit. Carly Reinhardt at the plate. Number 33, swing and a miss on a changeup. So for the 4th consecutive inning, Welston has had 1 hit and has placed base runners on the bases. Meigs hitless. Carly Reinhardt and Ray Landrum. Raylan Landrum at first base. Pitch from Good. It's out. It's going to get away, and the runner is going to advance on the wild pitch. So for the 3rd time in this ball game, Welston's got a runner at second base. Swing and a miss on a nice fastball by Natalie Good. Kennedy Stevens on deck for the Golden Rockets. Nobody out. Swing and a miss. And she struck her out. 5th strikeout of the ball game for Natalie Good. So we've got 12 combined strikeouts in this ball game already. The 7-hole hitter, Kennedy Stevens, and she had a base hit in her first at bat. And it was that ground ball to third, slow grounder that she beat out. And here's the pitch. And a swing and a miss. One ball, one strike to Kennedy Stevens. Squares the bunt. Pitch is outside the ball. Two balls, one strike to Stevens. And here's your pitch. It's going to be a ball. Three balls, one strike. And a called strike and a nice fastball. 3 balls, 2 strikes. And here's the pitch. And she walked her. So as they had in the first inning, runners at first and second, 1 out. 8-hole hitter, Avery Fain. She grounded to Ava Horn at third base in her first at bat. She's going to be trying to bunt the ball. And there it is. It's outside the ball. So Ava Horn charging, and she might as well just come in several feet and make sure you get the out. Here's the pitch. And 2 balls and no strikes. Eastern boys at Southern on the next Tuesday, and then Thursday the 15th, Southern at Meigs softball. Called strike. So Ray Lander led off with a base hit, went to second on a wild pitch, strikeout of Kylie Ronhard, and then a walk to Stevens. Avery Fain at the plate with 1 out, and runners at first and second for Welston. And a swing and a miss. 2 strikes, and probably will not be bunting now. But you never know. 5 strikeouts thus far for good. And there is a called strike on a beautiful pitch on the inside part of the plate. Strikeout number 6 for Natalie Good. And 7 for Potts. So 13 combined strikeouts for these 2 pitchers. 9-hole hitter, Maggie Lambert. Meg's trying to get out of a first and second jam. Squares to bunt, pulls it back, called strike. Last night we were rained out before we started. Meg's boys at Southern boys. And tonight, just the opposite. Beautiful evening, clear blue skies. There was a swing and a miss on a good fastball. No balls and 2 strikes. A 9-hole hitter, Maggie Lambert. And she struck out in her first at bat. And here's the pitch. Just missed a ball. We'll thank Home National Bank and the Fraternal Order of Eagles, Area 2171 there in Pomeroy for their support. And that one fouled out of play.
Congratulations, junior Natalie Good, on 152 strikeouts on the season.
And that'll do it for the Golden Rockets. No runs, 1 hit, 2 left on, and after 3.5 innings of play, it is no score. You're watching and listening to Total Media Sports YouTube.
Did you know Jackson is home to a locally owned and operated full-service print shop? Zip Printing covers all your print, signage, and design needs. From business cards, booklets, and posters to yard signs, banners, screen-printed t-shirts, oversized signage, and more. We can help you or your business advertise and look good doing it. Zip Printing also offers logo design. Allow us to assist you in building or elevating your brand today. Zip Printing is located in the Stockmeister Plaza at 708 East Main Street in Jackson, Ohio. So stop in or give us a call at 740-286-3023.
You've been watching the Meigs County Baseball Game of the Week, live on Total Media Sports YouTube.
All right, welcome back. Potts and Good now with 7 strikeouts apiece. We'll bring up Aubrey Newell as we flip her over. Welston's had 4 hits, 1 in each inning. Marauders hitless thus far. as Hannah Potts is going through the Meigs lineup for the second time now. Aubrey Newell. And that one's going to be a little pop-up and pop out to the 2 catcher, and that'll bring up Bella Roush. And
Coming to the plate, number 25, Bella Roush.
Bella came into the ball game batting .500. Leads the team in batting average, hits, and steals. Here's the pitch, outside the ball. Bella flew out to the center fielder, Avery Fain, in her first at bat. No score here in the bottom of the 4th inning. Ava Horn on deck. Well, a blistering fastball that just missed inside. 2 balls and 1 strike to Bella Roush. And the pitch. There's a base hit into right center field. That's going to get by Fain. And Bella Roush into second base with a stand-up double. So Bella Roush maintains her .500 batting average, 1 for 2, and a big 1-out double into right center field. So now to the plate, batting .429, coming into the ball game, 31 RBI to lead the team. It's the third baseman, Ava Horn. All right, Ava steps in. She struck out in her first at bat. And takes that one low, ball. 1 out, Meigs with a runner at second base, their first hit of the ball game. Welston with 4. Good cut there by Ava Horn. Meigs returns every single player on this roster next year. Here's the pitch and change up, swing and a miss. So 1 ball, 2 strikes. She leads the team in RBI, and there's another chance out there for an RBI. Roush at second, and a hard shot down the first base line, just foul. Here in the bottom of the 4th inning, no score. Meigs won the first matchup 2-1 at Welston. Welston's only loss 2-1 at home versus Meigs, 3-2 versus Athens. And the pitch, swing and a miss, a healthy cut, but she struck her out. The 8th strikeout.
Leading the team in number 62, Natalie Good.
Natalie Good at the plate. Batting .486. Leads the TVC Ohio in strikeouts as a pitcher. And there's a called strike. Once again, we'll thank Home National Bank with offices in Syracuse, Racine, and Middleport. And also their new bank in Ravenswood. No balls and 2 strikes to Natalie Good. Potts has struck out at least 2 batters in each inning. Timeout called. Natalie Good will step back in. Gracie Banks on deck. And the pitch, and that's going to be a ball inside. And Roush going to third base, no throw, as they didn't want to risk throwing something into left field. So now anything can happen now. 1 ball and 2 strikes. The go-ahead run at third base, Bella Roush. Ground ball right side. Lambert's going to bobble the ball, and Meigs is going to take the lead. So an E4. So the wild pitch and the error, and Meigs leads by 1-0 now. To the manufacturer run, Aubrey Newell led off and popped out to the catcher. Then Bella Roush a double, stand-up double into right center. Went to third on the wild pitch. Ava Horn struck out. And Natalie Good, ground ball right side, and the E4. And now a wild pitch, and Good going to second now, and she's safe there. So Gracie Banks at the plate, the freshman, batting .427. And got a chance to put the Marauders up 2-0. Here's the delivery, and that's going to be a ball low. 2 balls and no strikes. 1-0 Meigs. Potts the delivery. That's a ball also inside and low. Time called by catcher Maddie Childress. She goes out to talk to Potts. And Gracie Banks, the first baseman, heading to count 3 balls and no strikes. 3-0 on the count. 1-0 Marauders. They have plated a run here in the bottom of the 4th. And a called strike. Jordan Davenport on deck. And here's the pitch. And she walked her.
Now batting number 33, Jordan Davenport.
With 2 out at the plate in the 6 hole. Batting .338 coming into the ball game, Jordan Davenport. Struck out in her first at bat. Makes it runners at first and second. 2 out. Healthy cut by Davenport. Swing and a miss. Jordan will step back in. Chloe Burnham on deck. Shot into left field. That's going to get down for a base hit. It gets by the left fielder. Meigs is going to score 2. 1 run there. And it's going to go under. So they're going to say it went under. Somebody's got to check it. Let's see. The umpire's got to check that. So the umpire is going out to check it. So 1 run will score, but Banks will stay at third base if it is a ground rule double. Yep, the girl was on first, is at third now. So that will be Gracie Banks. So that was a ball that went under the fence. You get a batted ball out of play, and that's an automatic ground rule double. And you can only advance 2 bases, so the runner on first base, Gracie Banks, will advance to third base. Okay. Natalie Good, who was on second, will score. So it's 2-0. Davenport at second. So this would be a big hit right here. Chloe Burnham at the plate, the left fielder. 2 out in the inning. And that was a shame that ball rolled under the fence out there. All it's got to do is bounce across the fence, and Meigs would have had another run, and Davenport would have been at third. Swing and a miss. So just the luck of the bounce out there as it went under the fence. So ground rule double for Davenport. And actually, it may have been ruled a base hit and an error on the left fielder. Nonetheless, she is at second base. It was a batted ball out of play, so it is a ground rule double. As they say, the ball was untouched on a bad hop, we'll call it. Chloe Burnham steps back in. Ground ball to third and backhanded by Pittenger. Foul ball. Here's the windup and the delivery. And that's in the dirt of ball. Boy, two big runs out there. Chloe Burnham at the plate. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Here's the pitch. Fly ball, and coming in hard is Fain. Still coming, and she makes the catch. So fly out 8, and that'll do it for the Marauders. They do get 2 runs on a couple doubles, one from Roush and one from Davenport. And after 4 complete innings of play, Meigs 2, Welston 0. You're listening, watching to Total Media Sports YouTube.
This Meigs County Baseball Game of the Week is made possible by the generosity of the Fraternal Order of the Eagles, RE 2171. We thank them for their incredible support of local youth sports. Crank it up with the Pure Rock Radio Network, your home for classic rock that really rocks. Tune in to Pure Rock 105 and Pure Rock 99.5 for the greatest hits, local sports action, and your favorite morning crew, Porter's Place, featuring Rodney Porterhouse Tomlin, comedian Jay Snide, and the HR chick, Tanya Hatton. From Bobcats football and basketball to unbeatable giveaways, we've got your back. Pure Rock Radio Network, where local voices meet legendary rock. Pure Rock 105 and Pure Rock 99.5. Turn it up. You've been watching the Meigs County Baseball Game of the Week, live on Total Media Sports YouTube.
All right, welcome back as we go into the top of the 5th inning. And it will be once again the leadoff hitter, Maddie Childers. And that one fouled out of play. Meigs 2 runs, a couple doubles, an error by the Golden Rockets. Meigs has a 2-0 lead. Natalie Good, and that one fouled out of play also. Childers struck out in her first at bat, grounded Shelby Hughes to Gracie Banks, 6-3 in her last at bat. And now batting here in the top of the 5th inning. Meigs leads it 2-0. There's a solid rip up the middle for Childers. Welston continues once again their streak of a hit in every single inning, their 5th hit of the ball game. Reese Carr at the plate now. Reese had a base hit in her first at bat on a ground ball between third and short. Struck out in her last at bat. Change up, and it's going to be a pass ball. And the runner advances to Second base does Maddie Childers. Welston continues to get runners on second base. That's as far as they've gotten thus far. And that one fouled back out of play. One ball, one strike. Reese Carr at the plate. Hannah Potts on deck. Natalie Good. Fly ball into left center. That's going to fall for a base hit. Welston's going to score one. Here comes Maddie Childers. And that was a solid stand-up double, RBI double, to score Childers. It's now 2-1. And that's going to be a huge play out there where that ball hit by Davenport bounced under the fence. So back-to-back hits to lead off the top of the fifth inning for Welston. And it's the right in the meat of the order, number 3-hole hitter Hannah Potts, and then your cleanup hitter Lila Pittenger. So Welston with a solid chance here to tie this ball game up. And that one, interference. And no interference called on the first base coach. It looked like Banks had a chance to get to that ball. And that would have been the runner closest to home would have been out. And that one fouled back. Natalie Good getting her signal. And here's the pitch. And that one fouled back out of play. Gracie Banks at first base headed to get that foul ball. And the coach was there. When she got to the coach, she kind of hesitated and stopped. And by rule, the batter on second base closest to home would have been out. But no call was made. Hannah Potts at the plate. Tying run at second base in the form of Reese Carr. And here's the pitch. And that one fouled out of play. Hannah Potts, in her first at bat, was hit by a pitch. She had a base hit in the third inning. And now stands at the plate. No balls and 2 strikes. There's the pitch, and that hit her. So that's a dead ball, and the base. Now runners at first and second for the Golden Rockets. Pittenger the batter, the cleanup hitter. Natalie Good. Swing and a miss by Pittenger. 0 for 2. Reached on a fitter's choice. And popped out to Natalie Good to end the third inning. Here's the pitch and low a ball. So Meigs leads at 2-1, but Welston has with nobody out runners at first and second. Ray Landrum on deck. Ground ball third in foul territory where it's touched by Horn. So Meigs just needs to get an out somewhere. So Pittenger steps back in. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Low ball. 2-2 is our count now. 2 balls, 2 strikes. And the pitch. And that goes to 3-2 now. Here's a 3-2 pitch. And swing and a miss on a high fastball, struck her out. So a big out right there. And that's the 8th strikeout by Good. I'll bring up Raylyn Landrum, the left fielder. And that was a huge strikeout right there. Force at any of the bases. Swing and a miss on the high fastball again. So Good bringing heat. Good's pitch. And that is a cold strike on the inside part of the plate. 2-1 Meigs here in the top of the 5th inning. First 3 batters have reached. 1 run in. Here's a pitch to Landrum. Misses inside a ball. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 1 out. 1 run in. 2-1 Meigs. Reese Carr at second. Hannah Potts, she's got a courtesy runner there. And that's going to be a base hit up the middle. And that'll tie the ball game. Keep the runner off of third. Keep the runner off of second. And they throw it home. So there's a huge throwing error there, as that ball needed to go to a cutoff man to keep your runner off of second base. And she threw it home. And that allowed number 9, Landrum, or number 3, Landrum, to get to second base. Now our score 2-2. We see that in boys' games. We see it in girls' games. And it's something that just doesn't occur anymore. Not sure why. Not a chance to get the runner at home, but it did allow the Landrum to get to second base. So it makes, really needs a pop up in the infield or a strikeout of Reinhardt. And that did pop her up, but it gets behind the dugout out of play. So second and third for the Golden Rockets. 1 out. Ella Hutchinson, courtesy runner at third. She ran for Potts. Where's number 4? So Ella Hutchinson is at third base. And Ray Landrum at second base. We're tied at 2, 1 out here in the top of the 5th. Welston with 2 runners in scoring position. And that one low a ball. So 1 ball, 2 strikes, 1 out to 6-hole hitter Carly Reinhardt. And called strike 3. Knee-high fastball on the inside part of the plate. So that will be the 9th strikeout of the ball game by Natalie Good. And now if she can get this 10th one right here, that would be huge to keep the score tied at 2. First base is open, though. Kennedy Stevens, the 7-hole hitter, takes a called strike. Stevens steps back in. And Here's a pitch from Natalie Good. Swing and a miss on a healthy cut there by Kennedy Stevens. Avery Fain on deck. We're tied at 2. Meigs 2 in the bottom of the 4th. Welston 2 here in the top of the 5th. Runners at second, third. Swing and a miss, and she struck her out and got out of the inning. So she strikes out the side, but does give up 2 runs. And we're tied at 2 after 4.5 innings of play. You're listening, watching to Total Media Sports YouTube.
You've been watching the Meigs County Baseball Game of the Week live on Total Media Sports YouTube.
All right, we are back for the Marauders, 8, 9, and 1. Shelby Yost, Allie Heisel, and back to the top of the order with Aubrey Newell. As Potts here now working in the bottom of the 5th inning. There's the throw down by Childers. And we're ready to go here in the Meigs bottom of the 5th inning. Now, how huge is that? That double that Jordan Davenport hit that went under the fence. Had that not went under the fence, Meigs would have a 3-2 lead right now. And just a bad hop out there. It's a batted ball out of play, and it took one of the runners had scored back to third base. And Davenport back to second, and they did not score after that. Potts paints the outside part of the plate. Cold strike. Shelby Yost coming into the game at a 281 clip. And she takes that one, and she did go. So home plate umpire asked for help at first base and said she went. So no balls and 2 strikes now. And that one a ball. So 1 ball, 2 strikes. It's 2-2 here in the bottom of the 5th inning. And here's the pitch. Called a ball. 2 balls and 2 strikes now. And a swing and a miss, and struck her out. And that is strikeout
Coming to the plate, number 14.
number 9. So Natalie Good has 10 strikeouts. Potts has 9, so 19 combined strikeouts in this ball game. That'll bring up Allie Heisel, junior right fielder. And squared the bunt and fouled that one off. On deck is the leadoff hitter, Aubrey Newell. Here in the bottom of the 5th inning. And swing at that one. Aubrey Newell on deck. Allie Heisel steps back in. And here's a pitch from Potts, and that one fouled out of play. Goal was to get the bat on the ball, and you never know what's going to happen. No balls, 2 strikes. We're tied at 2. Cloudless sky. Swing and a miss, struck her out. So that's the 10th strikeout for Potts, and she and Natalie Good both have 10 apiece.
Batting number 11, Aubrey Newell.
Back to the top of the order with Aubrey Newell come into the ball game. 469 average, leads the team in doubles with 14. 0 for 2 in the ball game thus far. Strikeout and a pop out to the catcher. She's a lefty, and she takes a pitch on the outside part of the plate for a called strike. Next Tuesday, Eastern boys at Southern. Next Thursday, Southern girls right back here at Marauder Field. And a healthy swing and a miss by Newell. No balls, 2 strikes. And that one, high ball. One ball, 2 strikes. And she struck her out. Second time that she has struck out the side. So the 11th strikeout of the ball game. So Meigs hangs 4 zeros there. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left on base. After 5 complete innings of play, it's Meigs and Welston. Girls softball tied at 2. You're listening and watching to Total Media Sports YouTube.
This Meigs County Baseball Game of the Week is made possible by the generosity of the Fraternal Order of the Eagles, RE 2171. We thank them for their incredible support of local youth sports.
Did you know Jackson is home to a locally owned and operated full-service print shop? Zip Printing covers all your print, signage, and design needs. From business cards, booklets, and posters to yard signs, banners, screen-printed t-shirts, oversized signage, and more. We can help you or your business advertise and look good doing it. Zip Printing also offers logo design. Allow us to assist you in building or elevating your brand today. Zip Printing is located in the Stockmeister Plaza at 708 East Main Street in Jackson, Ohio. So stop in or give us a call at 740-286-3023.
You've been watching the Meigs County Baseball Game of the Week, live on Total Media Sports YouTube.
All right, it'll be Avery Fain, Maggie Lambert, 8 and 9 spots. Back to the top of the order with Maddie Childers. 11 strikeouts now for Potts and 10 for Natalie Good. Fain 0 for 2. That one a little high ball. Avery Fain, Maggie Lambert, and Maddie Childers for the Golden Rockets here in the top of the 6th inning. Tied at 2. Ball inside. 2 balls, 1 strike. Natalie Good toes the rubber. Here's the pitch. And that one fouled out of play. Fain steps back in. She's the center fielder for the Golden Rockets of Coach Jim Hall. Little looper, only person get that's the shortstop. She can't get there. So a little base hit, but it goes in the books as a line drive. So that's Avery Fain in that 8 spot. And what a huge hit there for the Golden Rockets to lead off. And once again, a hit in every inning. That is the 8th hit of the ball game for the Golden Rockets. Lambert at the plate, squares the bunt, and they need to get it out at first base, and they do. Nice job there by the Marauders as Natalie Good fires it to Gracie Banks. Sacrifice bunt will move Avery Fain up.
Batting number 27, Maddie Childers.
So the Golden Rockets back to the top of the order. Maddie Childers a base hit and scored a run in the 5th inning when the Golden Rockets, after they trailed 2-0, tied it up at 2. Childers steps in and that one goes as a ball inside. 2-2's the score. Here's the pitch, and they'll go for a called strike. Inside part of the plate, knee high. Wind continues to blow out to right field. Childers. Here's the pitch, and a shot in the left field, and that's going to get by the left fielder, and a run is going to score. So that'll go as a base hit and an error on the left fielder. And Avery Fain will score, and Matty Childers on the error will go to second base. Big game for the Golden Rockets. If they win, they'll tie Athens for first place. And right now, they have taken a 3-2 lead. Change up, swing and a miss. Reese Carr at the plate, Hannah Potts on deck, and they're in the meat of their order once again. And swinging the foul back. Hannah Potts on deck. Natalie Good toes the rubber. Meigs trails 3-2 now after taking a 2-0 lead. Swing and a miss. Struck her out. Strikeout number 11 for Natalie Good. That's 22 total strikeouts, 11 by each pitcher, according to my scorebook. Hannah Potts at the plate. She's been hit by a pitch twice and has a base hit. Runner at second base and 2 out. Nice changeup for a called strike. New balls, 2 strikes, and here's the pitch, and popped her up out of play. Lila Pittenger on deck, third baseman. 1 run in, 2 hits. And here's the pitch, changeup, ground ball short, and no chance there. So Potts reaches on by an error. Pittenger on deck, or at the plate, I should say. So runners at first and third now. They'll just need an out right here for the Marauders. Welston would like to tack on another run. Fly ball in the center field, going back and making the catch is Bellerous. So fly out 8. Welston does get 1 run to take the lead, 1 run on 2 hits, and they leave 2. And after 5.5 innings of play, Welston 3, Meigs 2. You're listening, watching Total Media Sports, YouTube.
You've been watching the Meigs County Baseball Game of the Week live on Total Media Sports YouTube.
All right, welcome back for the Meigs Marauders coming up here in the
25, Bella Roush.
bottom of the sixth inning. It'll be the meat of the order: Bella Roush, Ava Horn, Natalie Good, Gracie Banks. Welston needs a win here tonight to tie. Athens for the leg is what I was told. And Meigs, I believe, has second place locked down. Swinging the foul tip into the glove of Childers. Bella double to the wall, to the fence, right center in her last at bat. Comes back with breaking pitch that missed outside. Ava Horn on deck. 500 batting average for Bella Roush. It's a nice pitch there by Potts. Catches the inside part of the plate, knee-high fastball. And that is a great location. Here's the pitch. Ground ball, base hit in the left field by Bella Roush. Meigs with their leadoff hitter on. Ava Horn, next up, the third baseman. Ava represents the go-ahead run at the plate.
Number 22, Ava Horn.
And if swing and a miss, but a healthy, nice cut there by Ava Horn. She came into the ball game with a .429 batting average, leading the team in RBI with 31. Fastball misses high and out. 3-2 Welston. And the Marauders in the meat of the order. And that's going to go to Potts, to Stevens. And they turn the double play. Wow. Close at first, but they called her out.
Number 62, Natalie Good.
So now Natalie Good at the plate with nobody on and 2 out. Stevens to Lambert to Reinhardt. 6-4-3 DP. Right when the Rockets needed it. Swing and a miss by Natalie Good. Gracie Banks on deck. A little bit off of that one outside the ball. So Bella Roush led off with a solid base hit to left. And then Horn hits into a 6-4-3 double play. And now here we are, Natalie Good with 2 out. That one sliced foul out of play. Wind continues its steady flow to right field. Makes it with just 3 hits in the ball game. 2 of those by Bella Roush. The other one by Jordan Davenport. Outside the ball. Natalie Good steps back in. The 2-2 pitch. Line drive, base hit in the center field. Nice hit there by Natalie Good, the second of the inning.
Number 28, Gracie Banks.
Going to have a courtesy runner, and it should be, I believe, yes. And it will be Number 8, Gracie Yost, the courtesy runner at first base for Natalie Good. Gracie Banks at the plate. And the pitch. Called strike. Jordan Davenport on deck. We're here in the bottom of the 6th inning. And there's a base hit down the right field line. And it's going to be first and second for the Marauders. The third base hit of the inning.
Coming to the plate, number 33, Jordan Davenport.
And we need one more right here out of Jordan Davenport. Bella Roush led off with a base hit, was erased on the 6-4 double play off the bat of Horn. And the Natalie Good singles and Gracie Banks singles. It's first and second. And Jordan Davenport at the plate. Jordan a strikeout and a double. And her double, if you remember, went under the fence for a ground rule double that kept a base runner from scoring. I believe it was Gracie Banks that would have scored to make it 3-0, but that did not happen. And the Rockets get out of the inning just giving up those 2 runs. So now Davenport a chance right here to tie this ball game up. Base runners at second, first and second with 2 out. So it's been 2 out Lightning after the double play. Natalie Good a base hit, Gracie Banks a base hit. Now Jordan Davenport, can she make it 3 in a row and tie this ball game up? Here's the first pitch. A swing and a miss, but a healthy cut from Jordan Davenport. Chloe Burnham on deck. Another healthy cut, but swings right through the fastball of Potts. Potts with 11 strikeouts in the ball game, as Natalie Good also has. And that went outside the ball. So 1 ball, 2 strikes. So here we go. Runners at first and second. Here's the 1-2 pitch, and a swing and a miss struck her out. Strikeout number 12 for Potts. The Marauders get no runs. They did have 3 hits, no errors, 2 left on. And after 6 complete, Welston leads Meigs 3-2. You're listening, watching to Total Media Sports YouTube.
This Meigs County Baseball Game of the Week is made possible by the generosity of the Fraternal Order of the Eagles, RE 2171. We thank them for their incredible support of local youth sports. Ready for a movie night? Head to Silver Screen 7 in Gallipolis. With 7 screens showcasing the latest blockbusters and fan favorites, there's something for everyone. Enjoy comfy seats, affordable tickets, and fresh buttery popcorn that hits the spot. Located at 1284 Jackson Pike, it's your local destination for cinematic fun. Check showtimes and buy tickets at silverscreen7.com or follow us on Facebook. Silver Screen 7, where Gallipolis comes to watch. You've been watching the Meigs County Baseball Game of the Week, live on Total Media Sports YouTube.
All right, welcome back. I want to thank our sponsors for tonight's ball game, Home National Bank, Middleport Racing, Syracuse, and Ravenswood. And the Fraternal Order of Eagles, Area 2171 in Pomeroy. Thank you so much for supporting our area youth as we bring you high school baseball and softball. This is a Total Media Sports production. It'll be Landrum, Reinhardt, and Stevens here in the top of the 7th. Welston leads at 3-2. Pitch misses inside the ball. Raylin, she's had 2 hits in the ball game and a strikeout. Welston with 9 hits in the ball game. Called strike. 2 balls, 1 strike. Kylie Reinhardt on deck. Kennedy Stevens in the hole. Fly ball in the center field. And Bella Rouse is going to make that catch easily. Fly out 8. Now to bring up the first baseman in the 6th hole, Carly Reinhardt. Kennedy Stevens on deck. 1 out here in the top of the 7th inning. Once again, on Tuesday, next Tuesday, 13th, we're bringing you Eastern at Southern. Baseball, a hockey division matchup, and then Thursday, we'll be right back here at Meigs High School. Southern softball at Meigs. That should be a very fun ball game. Those next 2 are going to be really fun. Eastern at Southern boys, and then Southern at Meigs girls. Going to catch the Eagles and the Tornadoes in district play on the 19th and the 20th. That's the plan anyway. And we're going to try real hard to make that happen. Boys draw is this Sunday, so that'll come out. We'll know where all of our area teams are going. So Reinhardt, 2 balls, 2 strikes. And strikeout number 12 for Natalie Good. Brings her total to 157 in the Tri-Valley Conference. Kennedy Stevens, the shortstop. She was part of that 6-4-3 double play that may just be the game saver for the Golden Rockets. And also that, I'll say it one more time, the ground ball double of Jordan Davenport's that went under the fence. That cost the Marauders a run also, as it forced the runner to go back to third, who was on first. Outside the ball. No balls, 2 strikes to 7-hole hitter Kennedy Stevens, the shortstop for Jim Hall's Welston Golden Rockets. That one popped up out of play. Avery Fain on deck, the center fielder. Marauders coming up 7, 8, and 9 in their lineup. Trading by 1. Rockets 3-2. Change up, misses high. One ball, 2 strikes to Kennedy Stevens. And called strike. And got her. Strikeout 13 for Natalie Good. The Golden Rockets, nothing going on. No runs, no hits, no errors. And after 6.5 innings of play, Welston 3, Meigs 2. You're listening, watching to Total Media Sports YouTube.
Crank it up with the Pure Rock Radio Network, your home for classic rock that really rocks. Tune in to Pure Rock 105 and Pure Rock 99.5 for the greatest hits, local sports action, and your favorite morning crew, Porter's Place, featuring Rodney Porterhouse Tomlin, comedian Jay Snide, and the HR chick, Tanya Hatton. From Bobcats football and basketball to unbeatable giveaways, we've got your back. Pure Rock Radio Network, where local voices meet legendary rock. Pure Rock 105 and Pure Rock 99.5. Turn it up. You've been watching the Meigs County Baseball Game of the Week, live on Total Media Sports YouTube.
Welcome back. Bottom of the seventh inning, 7-8-9 for the Marauders. They trail by 1. And after the games, stay with us for our post game. Sponsored by your local State Farm agent, Robin Fowler. That coming up right after the ball game ends. And we'll have all the scoring and hitting for you. All right, here we go. Big Chloe Burnham, Shelby Yost, and Allie Heisel. 7, 8, and 9 for the Golden Rockets. Meigs with 3 hits in that last inning. But the double play erased one of them. And Meigs unable to score. Swing and a miss. No balls, 1 strike. Burnham, Yost, and Heisel here in the bottom of the 7th. Meigs trailed by 1. Welston was defeated by Athens 3-2. They were defeated by the Marauders by a score of 2-1. And this is another tight one, a 3-2 ball game in which they lead. Chloe Burnham steps back in. Here's the pitch, and that's in a dirt ball. So any way to get on, 1 ball, 2 strikes. Shelby Yost on deck. And swing and a miss, struck her out. Strikeout number 13.
Number 15, Shelby Yost.
And 13 strikeouts for each pitcher. 26 strikeouts combined. 13 by each pitcher. Called strike. Catches the outside part of the plate. Allie Heisel on deck. Meigs needs 1 to tie, 2 to win it. Here's the pitch to Yost, and swing and a miss. Or a foul tip, a foul off, I believe. No balls, 2 strikes. What a pitching duel here tonight between Hannah Potts and Natalie Good. Struck her out. Strikeout number 14.
Now batting number 8, Gracie Yost.
Allie Heisel, 2 strikeouts. Strikeout victims 7 and 10. Swing and a miss. This is pinch hitter Gracie Yost. Her first look at Hannah Potts. Swing and a miss. Swing and a miss, struck her out. 15 strikeouts. And the Golden Rockets have tied for the Ohio Division Championship with Athens at identical 10-2 records. Meigs will finish in 2nd position. Nice ball game here tonight. All right, your post game brought to you by Robin Fowler, your State Farm agent. And so we thank Robin Fowler for sponsoring our post game. So let's take a look at the Meigs Marauders hitting. They had 5 hits in the ball game. Bella Roush with 2 of those. And Bella in the 4th inning had a double, and the 6th inning a base hit. Natalie Good, a base hit in the 6th inning. Also a base hit from Gracie Banks in the 6th inning. A double by Jordan Davenport in the 4th inning. And that will do it for the Marauders as they collect 5 hits in the ball game. And Natalie Good with 13 strikeouts in the ball game and giving up 3 runs. All right, hitters for the Welston Golden Rockets. Maddie Childers with 2 base hits. Reese Carr with a double and a single. Hannah Potts with a base hit. We'll drop down to Ray Landrum. She had 2 singles. Kennedy Stevens in the 7th spot with a base hit, also reached via a walk. Avery Fain, a base hit in the 8th spot. And that will do it for the Welston Golden Rockets as they collect 9 hits in the ball game, and they win this one by a score of 3-2. You listen to the post game here on Total Media Sports YouTube, brought to you by your local State Farm agent, Robin Fowler. We also want to thank Home National Bank and the Fraternal Order of Eagles, Area 2171, for their support of our area high school baseball and softball teams here in the Bend area. So there's your final score, and that'll do it here from Meigs High School as the Welston Golden Rockets fall behind by a score of 2-0, and they score the final 3 runs of the ball game, and they win this one by a score of 3-2. Congratulations to the Golden Rockets as they will tie for the Ohio Division Championship with the Athens Bulldogs. That's with the information given to me by Coach Jim Hall prior to the ball game. So congratulations to them, and congratulations to the Marauders on a great season themselves. Thus far, Meigs coming into the ball game as I had it here on Max Preps, now fall to 15-5. They came into the ball game with an 8-3 record. They now fall to 8-4, and I think that's good for second place. So Meigs falls to 15-6 with a fine record. They will host Southern next week, next Thursday here, and we'll have that for you here on Total Media Sports YouTube, and that will be a 5 o'clock start with our friends from Racine, Southern Tornadoes, coached by Brian Swan. Welston right now raises their record to 17-2 and 10-2 in the league, and we believe that's good enough for a tie for first place. So congratulations to Coach Jim Hall and his Welston Golden Rockets softball team. I want to thank you for listening to our post game, brought to you by your local State Farm agent, Robin Fowler. Also, Home National Bank with offices in Ravenswood, Racine, Syracuse, and Middleport. And a big thank you out to the Fraternal Order of Eagles, Area 2171 there in Pomeroy. So that'll do it for our broadcast here tonight. We want to thank our camera operator tonight, Shelby White, our engineer here tonight, Mr. Wyatt Martin. I'm Rick Ash. Final score here from Meigs High School, Welston 3 and the Marauder softball team 2. Thank you for listening. God bless, and have a great tomorrow.
Welcome to the Meigs County Baseball Game of the Week, live on Total Media Sports YouTube. Thanks for watching the Meigs County Baseball Game of the Week, live on Total Media Sports YouTube.